Hey, what's up, guys? Neverender here. Just getting home from a late night out, and I'm gonna record our Intergame Friday video right now. Gotta keep my voice down a little bit. All my roommates are sleeping, and our walls are really thin, which you can imagine drives them freaking nuts. We're actually moving out in about a month or two into a new place, and I'm sure they're pretty excited about it. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys today about what I think is the most important aspect, or the single most important reason to learn game, and it's the idea about being able to give authentic value. And it's I don't think it's really thought about that much, but it's so key, and it goes, the importance of learning how to give authentic value to people, it goes beyond just a game and your relationships with women. It's important for your whole life. Now, what I mean by authentic value, it's the idea that when you can have an interaction with somebody, you're able to give them you're able to give them good emotions, and you're able to build genuine, authentic, real, loving connections with people, and it's something they can trust. They can really appreciate that it's real, and when you're able to give authentic value, you just attract so many more people into your life, so many more positive things get pulled into your life, and it really is a skill set and one that doesn't need to be developed. When I was first getting started in a game, for example, I didn't really understand how to give value to people through good emotions. Even when it came to things like building friendships and stuff like that, building friendships with people who I'm not directly connected to through things like businesses or same background, that kind of thing. Like basically building friends off cold approach. That was something really foreign to me, and it was because I just wasn't able. I had a lot of difficulty kind of building connections with people who who came just from a completely different walk of life. And whereas now, I'm starting to notice myself more and more being able to, to have win-win relationships with people, and really just bring good emotions out of people, and have people identify me as a cool guy and someone they want to spend time with, which is something, which is it's really cool. For example, this Monday, I went out to Marquee at around midnight, and general admission at that time was closed, and so there was this big crowd of people standing outside the club trying to get in, and every time I go to Marquee, I'm friends with all the doormen. I know their names, and I say hi to them and stuff every time I see them, and we're just cool, and we shoot the shit very briefly. I don't even know if they know my name, but I've taken the time to memorize all their names and be nice. And so anyways, I walk through the crowd and get to this little gated off area where one of the doormen I know is standing there, and I call him over. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? They're general admission is closed on a Monday night, and he's like, yeah, dude, it's crazy in there right now. And I'm like, man, that sucks. I really wanted to get in tonight. And he's like, well, wait, aren't you on the owner's guest list? And I'm like, oh yeah, man, definitely. He's like, yeah, do you remember the name of the guest list name? And he's like, it's Schulman or something, right? And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's Schulman. He's like, all right, sweet, man. So and then he lets me into the club, and the best part was there's this black lady standing next to us who watched this whole thing go down, and he and I are just smiling at each other, and the black lady's like, oh hell no. But it was really funny. But that all came from me being able to give authentic value to somebody without really ever expecting anything in return. I was just always the nicest guy and cool, and we shot the shit, and that's that's what made that whole cool experience happen. I think when you're getting into game, or guys who get into game, they often really struggle with this for the reason that they're coming from a place of scarcity. Maybe you're coming from obviously most guys who get in the game, they're coming from a place of scarcity when it comes to their relationships with women, but I think in a lot of times it's this sense of scarcity in your entire life. Whatever you have in your life, you're holding on to it really tightly, and you're really nervous to let those sort of things go, and because you feel limited in the resources you have and what you can eventually require, you have a great deal of difficulty just happily giving away value. It's usually only after we start to build an abundance in our life, not just an abundance with women, but an abundance and understanding it's an abundance of women, but it's in combination with that, we realize the abundance of good emotions we have inside of us, and we begin to realize our own value. As our inner game improves, we realize our own value, and when we realize our own value, we're then able to more effectively share that value with others, and that takes a lot of time. For me, it's I remember watching, like, for example, like I remember watching Social Circle Mastery, and Braddock talks about, building relationships with value connectors and social connectors, but and like it seemed like such an obvious thing to do and so easy to do. And he says, just give them good emotions or being able to offer some sort of value of your own, but I didn't really understand how to offer that value of my own. And it really took this whole year, this whole first year in game, this journey to begin to understand, like, okay, and now I've realized my own value, and now I can share that value with others. And I mean, to sum this all up, it really, all of this points to that learning game comes first before everything. Love Systems has a lot of cool products out there. I mean, there's stuff like, Social Circle Mastery, the whole book on dates. There's an online dating book. I mean, there's all these cool products that Love Systems has out there, and but you have to be careful not to misinterpret like what those products stand for. Like, guys, I think a lot of guys look at, like, for example, the online dating book, and they think, okay, sweet, I don't have to go out and do cold approach. I don't have to develop game because I can do online dating. I can like set up this profile and put some cool pictures up there, and I'll never have to go out into a nightclub and get rejected ever again. Or in the same sense, guys watch like Social Circle Mastery, and they're like, oh, okay, so Bradley compares in Social Circle Mastery, hunting versus farming, and that when you're going out and doing cold approaching, you're hunting, and you're trying to take down the buck with one shot, and you only get this one shot and this one opportunity, and it's hit or miss sometimes. But with Social Circle, you're like farming, and you're going to create an abundance of regularly reoccurring crop coming into your life that you can choose from. And I think guys will like misinterpret that by saying, okay, now I can just go out and build a social circle and then I'll be able to get girls. And it doesn't work that way. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to have the game to make your social circle function correctly, to be able to give value. You have to have the game to back that up. In the same sense with dating, I mean, you have to have the game when you bring a girl on a date. I mean, you have to have the game that's going to keep her interested and make the interaction go smoothly. So it's awesome. Love Systems has all these cool products out there, and Love Systems as a company has come up with all these creative ways to add to the abundance of women in your life. But at the end of the day, it all does come down to game. You have to have game first. Game always comes first. So yeah, wrapping this video up, I'm keeping it really short. Just keep that in mind, guys. When you're going out, yeah, you're trying to get girls, but you're also working on this bigger thing, the development of yourself, understanding that your own value and how to share it with the world, and that's going to pay huge dividends over time. And a lot of cool things are going to happen as you become better and better at giving real value to people without ever expecting anything in return, because you just come from this place of abundance where you just happily give value, and if you get something back, cool, and if not, that's okay too. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later. Have an awesome weekend.